with Bryan Graham, the SIJHL commissioner. Bryan, can you talk a little bit about Thunder Bay's performance here this week at the Dudley?
Well, I think they'd be the first to say that it was disappointing after the year they had. They had a lot of high expectations coming into this event, but it's 3 games in 3 days to try to make a statement, and unfortunately they did not play well, and they'd be the first one to admit that. And they unfortunately weren't able to come through with a win to try to put themselves in a playoff position. And next year will be hopefully a better event for the SIJHL and potentially if the North Stars make it.
And while you've been here at the Dudley today, Bryce Young from Red Lake Miners was nominated for Rookie of the Year. How does that help with the SI, with having one of your players nominated?
Well, Bryce had an amazing year. It really came out of nowhere. For a kid that just turned 19 during the season, had an amazing year for Red Lake, scored 60 goals, the second highest total ever in the SIJHL in the 18-year history of the league. And, a lot of scouts that watch Bryce has a big league shot, really impressed a lot of people. And I think when you see a player put up that kind of offensive production, they kind of might think that he's a kind of a one-dimensional player. But he also led the league in shorthanded points, which says a lot as well. And, a great kid, really interesting story with off the ice and on the ice and what he accomplished this year for Red Lake and the team as well. For Bryce to be in the top 3 of our league in scoring, including, as I mentioned, those 60 goals, was a great accomplishment for himself individually, for the Red Lake team, and a great word that has to go to Derek Coulter, to the head coach of the Miners, our coach of the year in the SIJHL, who recruited Bryce to Red Lake and produced a very good player. And we're really impressed with what he did this year for our league.
And Bryan, you had mentioned Derek Coulter. As of last week, the SI lost him with, I guess he's gone back home to BC, and 4 years up in Red Lake in English River, and he's done well. Can it be a hard replace to something that he's built so far up there?
Well, I've joked with Derek and some people in the organization, definitely huge, massive shoes to fill. For what he accomplished in the 4 years that he was there, making the finals twice, including this year against Thunder Bay, in a very remote area of the country for sure, very small town, but they run an amazing program up there. The kids that get up there, they want to come back, a lot of them. It's a real credit to what they run there, very professionally run both on and off the ice. The kids really buy into what they're trying to do there, and they had a lot of success, and Derek played a huge role in that.
And we had talked last year at the Dryden Dudley Hewitt about expansion, and about a month ago you guys mentioned about Spooner Lumberjacks from Spooner, Wisconsin coming in. How does that help the league with adding another team up there?
Well, it's obviously big. I mean, we really want to expand and hopefully get to 10 teams in a couple of years. That's always been my goal. It's gone slower at times than we'd like to, but we want to do it the right way with the proper ownership to make sure that our league is on good, solid footing with all of our member clubs. And the league was in Spooner before, prior to me coming on board, but they've done an amazing job with the rink there and the renovation. Doug Lean and his soon-to-be wife Sophia have done an amazing job there to get hockey back on the map in Spooner, and they really wanted to play in the SIJHL. That was their goal. So with the blessing of USA Hockey, we were fortunate enough to get them back into the league, and we're really looking forward to what the Wisconsin Lumberjacks can bring to the SIJHL next season and for years to come.
And it'd be huge if you could find one more to make it 4, eh? To make it even, to balance it out a little bit?
It really would be, and we've got some interest in some other communities, so again, we have to go through USA Hockey for that, but we've had a good partnership so far with Thief River Falls Northkeys and that. Coming in a few years ago, they completed their 3rd year in the league. So it would be great to have that kind of balance, and definitely because we're on the border, a lot of our teams were a border league, and if it fits our geographical footprint, we definitely would like to certainly add another 4th team in the U.S. among the other ones in Canada that we're looking at right now on the Canadian side. And
last question, I had talked to Rob Gagne, coach of Thunder Bay, this week a lot, and again, a lot of interest coming into the SIJHL with Keegan Gerrie in the draft in Vancouver in the NHL, and that's huge for the SI and the Thunder Bay organization, isn't it?
It really is. Keighan, a lot of people think in Thunder Bay that Keegan's about the best player to come out of Thunder Bay in the last 10 years. And he really showed that this year. He was at the Team Canada West selection camp, was one of the final cuts there, but was fortunate enough to go to the CJHL Prospects game and showed really well there. And Keegan brought a lot to our league in the 2 years. He came into our league as a 16-year-old. He was Rookie of the Year. This year he led the league in scoring overall for points. And it was great, with the interest he drew from NHL clubs to have NHL scouts in our building on many nights was great. And we wish Keegan all the best. Right now he's committed to Bowling Green for the 2020 season, 2020-2021. We wish him all the best, and we really enjoyed watching him develop in our league the past 2 years with the North Stars.
And being where you're located in Western Ontario, it also helps it also helps the league knowing that there's somebody that made the ranking also, doesn't it?
Absolutely, for sure. We have two former alumni in our league that play in the National Hockey League. Robert Bertuzzo with the St. Louis Blues and Carter Hutton, the goaltender with the Buffalo Sabres. They've brought a lot to our league over the past, where they've accomplished with their pro careers, making it to the NHL, and it's great to see Keegan on that list. He earned it. It's a great, it's a great thing for the North Stars organization. A credit to all his teammates that helped him get to where he was as well. And yes, definitely 100% positive what he brought to our league, and we wish him all the best in the future. And
just talking about not just Keegan with the NHL, you have a lot of players that are going like the NCAA route too, right? So you're producing a lot of players coming out of Northern and Western Ontario, aren't you?
Yeah, for sure. With our American-born players that are playing on our U.S.-based clubs, over the course of the last 5 years that I've been involved with the league as commissioner, we normally rank about in the top 5 within the Canadian Junior Hockey League in percentage of players moving on to the next level. We are the smallest league right now, but we hope to expand and grow that number. But overall, our coaches are doing a good job producing players in our league. Our mandate right now is try to get the word out a little bit more about our league. We just signed a deal with Power Play Recruiting out of the Twin Cities to try to find a little bit more talent in that area that might not know so much about the SIJHL. So we're definitely trying to get the word out there that what we can do in our league. It's a good, solid league. Even some of the NHL scouts that watched our league for the first time were very impressed with the level of play. So again, it's all about growing the brand, growing our league, and making it a real good, viable junior hockey league for years to come.
Well, thank you very much, and we'll talk soon.
Thanks, Jay. I appreciate the time.